Welcome in, one and all. My name is Regan. I'm your pink demon, and today we are looking at a new doom metal band called Thrakian. They are coming via Wales, but originally born in Bulgaria. Luckily, all their songs are in English because if you think me pronouncing Norwegian or Gaelic in these videos is bad, you do not want to see me try and even attempt Welsh. I would butcher that. Now, I'm feeling a little special on this one because this actually came to me by way of a PR company that I hadn't spoken to before. They've found my email and sent me the album. Honestly, cool. Thanks for reaching out. So I got a cool little promo piece here. It says that two-thirds of the band are from the acclaimed. There were doom metal band Pantheist, and I'm like, oh, let's see if they really are acclaimed. So I asked one doom metal fan that I know if he's heard of Pantheist, and bang, right there on screen, he's heard of them. So I guess they are acclaimed. So two-thirds of the band formerly of Pantheist, well, I guess currently of Pantheist, and bringing in a drummer with them for this, debut album called The Way. And before we get too far into it, you know I love to speak on the cover art if it is good cover art, and this cover art is sick. I absolutely love the big old dragon burninating the countryside. Trogdor would be proud. I also like this kind of cave that it's circling with light, and it looks like there's maybe a figure standing in the doorway there. You got this tower amongst the fires, some statues. I really like everything that it does. It's cool art. And I like that it's painted. More painted art pieces. Digital art, cool. Photography, yeah, whatever. But a nice painted album cover. Mwah, beautiful. Thrakian described themselves as sludge metal, which is a bit of a nebulous term I've always found. It kind of ranges anything from, doom metal with a little bit more BPM to stoner rock kind of falls into it on the other end of the spectrum, stuff like Red Fang. So it's definitely, the doom metal side of it, obviously, with their backing. I do note, though, it has really distinct Melodeath vibes, particularly like that Amon style. I'm not a big enough Melodeath fan to tell you the difference between Stockholm style and bloody Gothenburg style, so don't ask me to tell you, but it's the Amon one, that's for sure. But without all the cheesiness that comes with modern Amon. And there's definitely a market for that. A lot of my friends, older metalheads, I'm getting on in age, and so are my friends, are at the point of lamenting what Monomath are these days and being like, oh, I remember the good old days, and looking at their current set list and being like, I don't know any of these songs. And fair, it just shows that there is a market for that more serious, for that sound, but with a more serious bent to it. So straight off the bat, that's my first recommendation. If you're looking something for that for that style of Melodeath, maybe slowed down a bit, longer songs, a lot of doom metal mixed in with it, man, check out Thrakian. It's good. And what's good about it is the riffs, which is just obviously so fundamental to making a sludge metal, doom metal album. It's got the really good song structure that just keeps it engaging, it keeps rolling on, it doesn't bog itself down on one section for too long. The drumming is the perfect blend of just a really steady, heavy, bassy beat, and any flair is layered on top of that. And you're allowed to be showy, but the beat is sacred. It must be upheld and it must be heavy. And flair is encouraged, but yeah, you just when you hear a doom metal album or something that's meant to be that slow, trotting, trudging along, it's carried by a big, heavy drum beat. And if they forsake that and you start doing a whole bunch of drum rolls and stuff without the big heavy beat, you kind of lose the flow of the album, regardless of what anyone else is doing. So this understands, and even when there are those flary drum rolls and whatnot, it's still big, heavy beat underneath. So fundamentally correct. Where it begins to fall down for me is the vocals. It is so one note throughout the entire album. I just can't help but think a second vocal style to break it up, drive home important lyrics, would do wonders for this album. It's easily the least dynamic and biggest weak point of the entire album is the vocals. And with a weak vocalist, it's lacking a lead. The guitars and the vocals seem complementary to each other, but neither of them drive direction into the song. And every time there's a change, it feels like a wandering change, a change without purpose. And it's not endemic to the entire album. Ironically, the song The Way seems to have the most direction. It does have a proper leading vocal, but for large parts of the album, it's just not there. And because of that, when it's got these big, hard hitting sections where you can just really like headbang along, fucking break your neck to, I'm listening to it at work, someone comes over and and that's what you want. You want people to come over and be like, what are you listening to? Because I'm at my desk, just jamming along, not even thinking about it. I'm just enjoying the music. And someone comes along, it's like, oh, what are you listening to? I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's this new doom metal band. But then when it gets kind of out of those sections, it becomes the verses with the vocal sections. It drops the ball and it actually gets really boring. I'm sitting there and being like, I love lyrics, alright. I do not really listen to instrumental bands, and here I am being like, damn, I wish they'd bring that instrumental section back. So when someone like me is saying things like that, you just know something's wrong. And that's another problem with it too, is that it is kind of sectioned. Like, there aren't places in the album where you keep the big heavy riff rolling and you get a harmonizing vocal on top of it to really push both of them to the limit and drive home something important. It's kind of big guitar sections and then they peter off and vocal sections come in and then they peter off and the guitars are back. They need to synergize more. And the promo material I got said that, there's meant to be themes of ancient philosophy, personal upheaval, and a tumultuous journey toward rebuilding identity in a new land. And that sounds really important to the band. As I've said, they were born in one country, they've moved to another. I assume Bulgaria and Wales are very different countries. I haven't been to either. But I don't think they'd have a lot of similarities. So I get that those things are very important, but they just do not translate through because the vocals are the vehicle for the lyrics, and the lyrics do the majority of the heavy lifting when it comes to theming. So the fact that the vocals are the weakest part means that the lyrics kind of fall by the wayside and the theming falls with it. And then the only thing that is really speaking on this album is the riff. And I like what the riff is saying, but unfortunately, the riff doesn't carry the theme with it. Now, all of that, I just want to clarify that at no point did I stop enjoying this album. It's just that there's very clear sections that I enjoyed more than others, and there's a pattern as to what those sections are. So I can, after a few listen through, just call out and be like, no, I enjoyed the instrumentals, and the parts where I was enjoying it less were the vocal sections. So don't let my criticisms dissuade you from listening to this album. If you're a doom metal fan, sludge metal fan, whatever, I highly recommend checking this out. For the riffage alone, it's got some really good, enjoyable riffs. It's 30 minutes, 4 songs, it's not too long. You should be able to just smash this out and be like, yeah, that was pretty awesome. Put it on for a drive, put it on for your commute, put it on at work. But that's my recommendation to listeners. My recommendation to the band would be consider becoming a 4-piece. Get yourself a dedicated vocalist, someone who's got range, multiple different styles, and I think if you really want to step up your sound, that's what you need for that next evolution. But thank you so much, Thrakian, for giving me a chance to review your album before it comes out. It comes out on the 24th of June, that's 2 days from the upload. So bookmark this, put a calendar reminder in, check it out when it drops later this week. And thank you very much to Ironclad Metal PR for reaching out to me. Cheers! Good to hear from you. Let's do more together. I hope you like it. But most importantly, thank you to you, the viewer, for watching. Like and subscribe. Share it. That all helps. But most of all, just until we speak again, listen to good music and take care of yourself. Peace out.